So as you guys know, season 5 is on its way, and because of that we've gotten a lot of little spoilers here and there, but most of these spoilers are not big enough for me to make a video about them individually, so I decided to combine all of the recent spoilers that we've gotten and just make one video about it. So starting off with the most recent one, and also my favorite, the ADRINETTE date. So Glue has been releasing these like voice message texting between characters, things that are like spoilers or hints about season 5, and the one that they posted most recently was a conversation between Marinette and Adrien, and I'm not going to read like exactly what they said, so I'm just going to like summarize it, but if you guys want to actually see the actual conversation and also with the translation because it's not in English, I would recommend going to this Instagram account. They have it posted there, and they also have the translation so you guys know what they're saying in English. But basically what happens is Adrien tells Marinette that he misses her, and then Marinette says that she's been busy with the bakery, and Adrien's just like, oh, let me know if you need anything. And then Natalie ends up texting him saying that his father won't be able to have dinner with him, so Adrien ends up asking Marinette out on a boat date. Not that he actually said it was a date, but you know, he still asked her out. And she says yes, obviously, but more importantly, they send hearts to each other. There are actually a few things I wanted to quickly mention about the voice messaging conversation. So it's not like they've taken snippets from season 5 and turned it into this voice messaging conversation thing. It's something that they've actually specifically recorded for this promo thing that they do. But these conversations still are considered spoilers or hints about what will happen in season 5. So although I don't think how everything went down in the voice messages is how it's going to happen in the show, that doesn't mean that there couldn't be a scene that is very similar to it. So it's pretty likely that ADRINETTE could end up going on a date in this season. Also, although these voice message audios are put out as promo for Evolution, it does not mean that there will be an ADRINETTE date if there is one in season 5 in Evolution. So just don't be too upset if there is not an ADRINETTE date in Evolution. I promise you it probably will come. So honestly, I'd expect some really good ADRINETTE content this season, which I'm really excited about because, I mean, if you couldn't tell, ADRINETTE is my favorite ship. But moving on with the spoilers, the next one is another voice/text message conversation, except this one is about Gabriel, Natalie, and Lila. Once again, just like with the other one, I'm just going to be summarizing it, but basically it starts off with Gabriel talking to Natalie, and he basically says like with the success of their plan they need to move on to phase 2, and Natalie's basically like, yeah, I got everything, and then ends up adding Lila to the conversation, and Gabriel basically tells her that she is going to be a part of a very powerful project, and at some point in the conversation ends up turning his profile picture into like a butterfly, which basically indicates Lila is working or will be working with Monarch and Natalie, which, I mean, are we surprised? I mean, if she's going to be the future Hawkmoth, then it makes sense that she would be working with the old Hawkmoth before he gets defeated and she becomes the new one, which I'm actually really happy about because we didn't really get to see much of Lila in season 4, and I love her as a villain. Like, I hate her character, but she's an amazing villain. These last two aren't necessarily the most important in the world, but they are another look at Monarch. So the first one is actually a part of like a bumper ad that Gloop had, and we get to see a little bit more of his suit and just what he looks like, and to be honest, I feel like the actual suit is kind of growing on me. I feel like when we got the first spoiler of Monarch, I wasn't really in love with it, but I feel like the suit, just the suit, is starting to grow on me. But he still looks terrifying. Like his eyes, like why are they glowing? I feel like when it comes to terrifyingness or creepiness, it's definitely because of his eyes. Like what happened that made his eyes glow, and like are they glowing 24/7? Because if they are, that is terrifying. But the last one is actually Gloop's new profile picture. They actually just changed it, and you can see that he has a bunch of rings indicating each Miraculous, and I know I already said this, but he looks terrifying. Like his eyes, they're just so creepy. To be honest, I think this is the most villain-like he's looked, and definitely the best villain suit that they've had for him so far. Sucks that he only gets it for one season because he's gonna be defeated. I mean, they most definitely went for the creepy look this season, which honestly, I feel like it only makes the season more intense.